We're back! It's Kptk92 here. I'm so excited to be doing this again. It's the co-op season part 2. It's the one that everyone wants to see. It's the main battle. It's Kerry versus Nil, Kerry versus Nil. Everyone who wants to see this happen. Kerry versus Nil. My
Uh,
co-op partner, it's NillisLukins joining me today. How you doing, Nil?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
It's a new game, man.
And that was enjoyable. That was a very enjoyable introduction into season two. So yeah, so well done you.
Thank you. It's a new game, and I have to say, this isn't one that I want to kind of throttle myself playing. I've actually had quite an enjoyable experience up till this point, and now I'm sure it will collapse, and this season will document how our feelings for this game deteriorate rapidly. I
Yes,
presume.
yes, probably. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are well aware from season one how we do have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this series, and it's usually much more hate than love. But so far, I'm quite enjoying playing this game, online particularly. I don't see why that can't extend to our little co-op series, Kerry, and definitely hope it does continue into our co-op series. Let's introduce everyone to it, to the series. In case you're new, if you're not, then welcome back. Thank you very much for rejoining us on this journey. But yeah, if you are new to this series, basically this is a normal co-op championship on F1 2013. We are racing against Legend AI. There are no assists involved whatsoever, so traction control is off. ABS is off, racing line is off, gear selection is restricted to manual. So all those restrictions are in place. We are in the McLaren team. Um, we will start every race from the back row of the grid, because we feel that makes it a bit more entertaining, both for us to take part in and for you guys to watch, because it means we have to fight our way through traffic. But one thing that's new for this season over last season is we're not going to run a setup. Last season we ran a setup, but I think we're both quite comfortable with the default all in the middle engineer setup, and I'm led to believe that's actually what all the AI cars are supposed to run. So that means that we're fighting them on a level playing field this season, with respect to setups. Um, and yeah, and we're going to start from the back row of the grid every race and try and fight our way up. And if you are new to us, last season we did a very similar thing, starting from the back row of the grid in the Lotus cars, and Kerry took the championship fight all the way down to the last race. So it is possible for us to make our way up through the pack and score some good points. So hopefully we can do that again this season, Kerry.
Of course, it's a completely different ball game. The Legend AI seem to have taken a huge step forward on this game, especially the top guys. We've gone with the McLaren car this year. Last year it may have been a front-running car, but this year, as we all know, if you follow Formula One, which I certainly hope you do, it's not been the greatest season for McLaren. No podium so far, and the pace has kind of been more of a midfield team. So we wonder if that may translate over into the game. Codemasters seem to have had an affinity with McLaren in recent years and seem to have made them one of the quickest cars. So we're hoping this will give us a bit more of a challenge. If we went to the Lotus like we did last year, we would probably have a tyre advantage as well as quite a fast car as well. So it'll be a season of struggles, I imagine, I suspect, and especially in the opening few races where we try and get our eye in again, especially with the new handling model as well. So that's kind of just an introduction, really. It's just what we're going to do. That's a bit of background. We hope to give you 19 pretty exciting races. They've cut it down from 19 this year, taking out Valencia, which
Thank God.
we've had history with actually. But yeah, it's a new season, new questions, and of course the teammate challenge is going to be hopefully a bit closer this time
Hopefully a bit
around.
closer. The hopefully the teammate challenge, as sponsored by Mark Neville, will no longer be sponsored by Mark Neville because I won't be getting murdered in the teammate challenge, but that remains to be seen. Certainly, the pre-season form would suggest that I think Kerry probably still has a pretty significant upper hand over myself, but we'll see how it goes. Very quickly, there's one other thing that I've got to mention, which is that we are going to run the safety car this season. Because you reminded me of Valencia, there was the panic moment of the safety car being released in season 1. We were running with safety car off, and and for some reason it switched itself on for that particular race. And I'm not really sure why. But yeah, we ran with the safety car off last season. We're running with it on this season. The AI, I've noticed, can get involved in incidents quite easily. There are usually quite a few retirements in a race with the AI. I've noticed anyway. So I think I think that could help spice the racing up a little bit. But as with last season, we have spoken far too much in the build up to the race, and your time is precious, and we're wasting it. Very quickly before we dive into the race, I think we need to have the customary look at the grid. And the German man with the finger has done it again. He's qualified on pole. The two Mercedes are up with him, Hamilton and Rosberg, which is quite good for. Well, I mean, both Kerry and I are Hamilton fans, so we're quite happy with that, I guess. Alonso, Webber, Massa doing a decent job. Hulkenberg, by the way, I think this will be a common theme for the season. I don't think, I'm not sure if you agree, Kerry. I think Hulkenberg is massively overpowered on this game.
Hugely
Massively
overpowered. I made the mistake of picking the Sauber in my career, and I was just getting tanked by him. I just didn't know what was happening. And then I kind of went into other cars and was kind of beating the teammates. So, yeah, Hulkenberg seems to have, well, seems to pull some strings at Codemasters. I am thinking back to that video of him at Circuit of the Americas on their gaming rig. So I'm pretty sure Codemasters have got a bit of a love affair with him. So we're continuing down the grid. We've got Grosjean down there, true to real life in the early stage of the season, kind of struggling it looks like. We got Sutil, Maldonado, Ricardo, Bottas, Gutierrez, Verne, Toro Rosso struggling, and Bianchi, shall I say, best of the new guys, and us two at the back. I will say, for the first time in the co-op series, Nil is currently leading the teammate challenge, because you will be starting ahead of me, and therefore getting an at-qualified bonus onto that. So.
But
let's see if I can turn it
the
around.
one thing I'll say with that though is last season I always said we're going to ignore out qualified, and I mean I did say that, but partly because obviously Kerry was winning the out qualified, but let's face it, that we're not qualifying, so we should strike that out of the teammate challenge and ignore that as a criteria. All that matters is outrace, podiums, fastest laps, and championship points.
So we'll call it 4-0 last season. Anyway,
Yes.
enough talk. Let's get moving.
Quite. I'm excited. Yeah, so why we picked McLaren? Well, I mean, I'll tell you why we picked McLaren. The Q&A video that may or may not be out now, I don't know. The Q&A video that we did, we did our chat, and then we were going to play that over the top of 100% race, which we recorded later, and that was at Silverstone in the McLarens, and that was quite a good race, which is a shame that we might not be able to bring that to you, which I'm sure we'll go on about a little later on, because the race is about to start, and I don't really want to. I don't want to chat over the race start about some nonsense about a video you're not going to see. So here we go. We're on the grid. The 5 lights are up.
Yeah.
Lights out. Away we go, yo.
Away. Don't wipe anyone out at turn 1, guys.
I can't guarantee that. Oh, bloody hell. There we go. Well, that's a positively dog shit start, isn't it? We've just gone nowhere. Oh, I just creamed into everyone, so here's Kerry. Excellent.
I thought I slid up the inside nicely, and the AI would just run out of road. By Bottas. One problem we had at the start of last year was we got involved in too many accidents.
And there's one there. I just about get away with it. I kind of give Vernon a tap at the ass, but
Okay.
no, major harm done. Oh, Bottas going so slow. Oh, I've been spun.
I got held up. Well, Bianchi was acting quite slow there, so.
Yeah, so that's not a very good start for me, really.
Important to clear Bianchi early and get some clean air and get on the back of these guys. Don't actually know how fast the McLaren is relative to.
Oh, and I've got a penalty already.
Good start, good start. Starting off where you finished last season. What was it for?
Well, Van der Garde was going super slow. I give him a very gentle tap up the ass, and it sent him wide into the gravel, which meant that obviously he lost time. So I get a penalty, which I guess it's deserved, to be honest, but I just completely misjudged it with how crap and slow they are. So I'll take the penalty straight away. Just give me some clean air. Hopefully make some kind of progress back up the field.
Of course, a bit difficult now that tyre wear is so extreme.
It
especially
is,
at the
yeah.
circuit. But Hulkenberg's had a pretty bad start actually, so maybe he's not as overpowered as I thought.
Yeah, but he will definitely come back in the race. He always does. I've seen it so many times.
God, my helmet design looks awful.
Oh, run so far wide.
I just ran so far wide, turn 11, that was good. Hulkenberg on rails there, still going like 600 mile an hour while going sideways. The Hulkenberg line that Codemasters have developed for him, that only he takes.
Are these tyres really going to do 5 laps?
Debatable, really.
I mean, they only just do 5 laps in a 50% race, and this is the tyre wear is scaled now. So
I wonder if I'm just trying to think back career, because I know 2 stops have happened in the past, and I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to trust what the game have given me, really. That's all I can do. So I'm pretty sure the AI will follow suit and kind of do a similar strategy, because they seem to be immune to tyre wear. So in some cases, and then when they get hit by tyre wear, they're like 10 seconds off the pace, which is quite bizarre, but it has happened. I'm on the back of this train, so I think points is near.
it's not for me. I'm going very slowly at the moment.
No straight line speed on the default engineer setup, but a good amount of corner grip, so whistle kicking up front. Oh, there's a bit of front wing. Oh, there's a car. It's Jean-Eric Verne. AI are very aggressive on this game. Oh, sorry, Hulkenberg.
Yeah, they are very, very combative.
DRS enabled. Oh, why does it want?
I'm really not gaining on these new teams as much as I'd have hoped.
You got a baseline lap time yet?
I'm just about to get one. It's a 1 minute 28.9, which I'm pretty sure is rubbish.
I'm not gonna say no. Fairly sure I set my fastest in traffic, but I can't remember.
Which was
28.7. Sorry, Hulkenberg, ran him out of road, didn't touch him, no. I think he wanted to touch me though.
Wee. I'm not going half a second quicker. The tyres are holding on. They are holding on, which is interesting. I didn't think they would.
I'm past the overpowered man. Run. Oh, more front wing carnage at the same corners of it next lap. I think Sutter has lost his entire wing. Actually, let's revive because I'm pretty sure.
I'm now catching up on I can see cars in front of me.
I got DRS run. Hulkenberg still behind. Hulkenberg trying to save fuel. Still faster than me though.
Massive corner cut. Didn't get punished. People are in the pits, so I'm no longer last. Suter was one of them, but like you said, I think he had a front wing problem.
Yeah, if he wanted to break his front wing at any moment, that was the best moment to do it, I think.
Yeah. Are you boxing this lap?
I'm not intending to. I don't know.
Jesus Christ, have I made that stick? I got another penalty despite not touching him. In fact, I got 2 penalties apparently. Wow.
Well, from the sound of your voice, it sounded like you dive bombed, to be honest. So.
Well, I didn't dive bomb. I braked where I normally braked, and he was just going insanely slowly. And I'm sure I didn't touch him.
Well, we'll let the viewers decide. Oh my God, Gutierrez hit the cliff because he's gone very slow. That nearly caught me out.
So that means now I'm just gonna be fighting to finish ahead of the new teams, basically.
Pretty good lap considering my tyres are nearly dead.
Oh, that really didn't help. I wanted to do my drive through that lap, but Chilton was in the way. So now I'm going to have to do my drive through the next lap and then pit the lap after that.
Just gone from bad to worse than NillisLukins.
No, I did just mug off Chilton and the rest at the same time, which is pretty nice.
No, I don't have to pass him because he's going to be pitting same time as me. Oh, here we go. I don't want to catch you here. Because it puts me off my line. Right.
Oh, turn in, man.
Mercedes are fitting the option tyres to Hamilton's car.
Dirty corner cut. Didn't even get one.
Right up behind Gutierrez. They go quite slow in pit entry. Right, come on, lads. Oh, the sweaty pit cameras. Oh, that one ain't bad. No, traffic! Oh, it wasn't that bad. Well done, McLaren. Have I done him? Have I done him? I have! Don Gutierrez! That feels good, doing him in pit strategy. I'm just...
Right, so are they going to service me, or is this my drive-through? This is my drive-through. They're going to service me on the next lap. That's not good news. So, race 1, nightmare for NillisLukins. Surprise, surprise.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track.
Oh, lock up, hold tyres. Warm up, please. God, Sauber had some kind of bad stop because I've got a bit of a gap to Gutierrez. Right, I'm kind of in a bit of a gap there.
A gap, but in what position?
P9.
P9 points.
Doing the McLaren name proud.
Go for the overtake. The tyres are quite
Catching Kimi though, interestingly.
Watch the grip levels. Pit in if you need to.
On this lap anyway. I'm matching race pace, thank you.
It's interesting that I've been able to do more laps
You need to pit in. This laps.
on the options in a 25% than I could in a 50%. Although I suppose the fact that I didn't qualify on these tyres will have something to do with that.
Everyone knows McLaren's kind on its tyres.
Turn in! Oh my god, random overstay.
It's okay though, because you don't need the brake to correct it anymore.
This is true.
It's probably my favourite feature of the new game. The handling model has just... I mean, when I watched the gameplay videos before release, I just looked at it and just dismissed it. It was just it's the same. But there's a different feel to it. And it's for the better,
You're free to
definitely.
rejoin the track. The track is clear.
It's not real life, still. Well, I doubt it'll ever be real life, but you know, it's still not perfect.
We rejoined from the pits in last place.
NillisLukins representing. Oh, I'm up to 8th. I didn't even notice.
We're only a second away from the car ahead. Let's see if we can use DRS to pass him.
It's a good day to be a Brit driving from McLaren who comes from Essex.
We believe the car ahead has a lot of fuel in reserve.
It's a good lap. Not as fast as Kimi. Pretty much matching Kimi actually. Pulling away from Gutierrez. So this is kind of the level that I'm going to be expecting this season.
Pushing. The gap between you and the next car is
You're
6
in the
seconds.
situation. Oh no, maybe not a situation, because the situation is slower than the car in front and quicker than the car behind. That's the situation that you want to avoid.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect this season if I'm honest. Last season obviously went for the championship, so naturally I've come into this thinking I might be able to win it, but
Maldonado's pitting for a second time, so we're no longer last.
Maldonado's in the pit.
yeah, you might get the 2 stoppers come in there.
Hopefully.
Might elevate you up a few places. Might elevate me up to a victory. It won't.
Sutil might have to pit again, thinking about it, because, you know, that's a
Understood.
pit for a new nose.
Understeer, brake too early and cut the corner. So difficult to get out of power in the last corner, especially as the tyres start to die as well. Oh, there's a group of 3 up ahead actually, interestingly, so I might start catching them. Seems like it's starting to bunch up.
Did you just say you're at the last corner?
Well, I'm further than that now. It's turn 3.
Okay, you're about
Jesus
6
Christ.
seconds away from the next car. Keep pushing and hopefully it will
That's
start
how
to
much you
decrease.
lose and you get a penalty. When you smash into cars.
I think the Vandergaard one is probably fair enough. But I am near certain I didn't touch Maldonado. So that one is a farce.
We have
Something we need to
a
cut out of our
spare
game
fuel,
because
which
towards
means
the end of
we're
last
only
season it
next
really
lap.
did start to ruin races and people, I know people were just not enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying it.
I wasn't happy with it. That's all.
Right, time to up the game I think. These guys are close. Oh, it's a Ferrari holding people up.
What's your fastest lap out there, Curry?
27-2.
Ah. I see.
So I assume you're faster.
At the moment, yeah.
But where are you?
I'm going to guarantee that won't last.
Well, it will probably because now the tyres are going. And as I catch these guys up as well, traffic, it will start to impact
The
that time.
gap to the car ahead is around 2 seconds.
I'm about to catch up on Vandergaard and what looks like peak in front of him.
We can't can't afford to lose too much
Been noticing
time.
actually the lap time, it gives me a reference of where you are, and it said one lap ago like 39 seconds,
Oh, right.
and it was like 37. So you're catching, don't worry, you will catch me if it was 100% race.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Can I ask what your lap time is?
27 flat.
Okay, so not that bad.
Not at all.
Relatively matched. I'm on the back of these guys now.
Down the inside of Vandergaard. That one was a nice move.
Besides the Red Bull holding people up more than anything. When I get there, oh, there's a Red Bull into the pits.
Interesting.
I nearly ran wide because I tried to open out the steering to prevent the oversteer and almost died. That was Sebastian Vettel.
Interesting. The pole's there. Chewing up his tyres.
See, that's the thing. I don't know what the right way to do these races. Even on career mode, I've done one race on the 1 stop and one on the 2 stop, and I just don't know what the right way is. Tyres are just such a big question. I just haven't managed to get my head around them still. So it's like Kimi struggling a little bit now though. So
I'm gaining another place over Bottas, who's pitting. So both Williamses have 2 stops.
I mean, does driving style actually affect the tyres? Do the lap times you do affect the tyre life? I don't even know.
Well, I think it could be possible. I mean, that is actually one bit of information I left out of the introduction. Just in case you're new to the series, we both drive this game on the pad. That is what you carry, isn't it? I know you've got a wheel, but you haven't hooked it up for F1, have you?
I can't drive with it on F1.
Yeah. So we're both pad users, which is pretty important information. And one thing that they've done for this game, which I do quite like as long as it's implemented properly, but it's just to Codemasters, so you never really know, is they have I'm sure pad users will know, and I'm sure it'll probably be transmitted through the wheel as well. But if you put too much stress in a tyre through a corner, you'll get feedback through vibrations in the controller to tell you that you're just putting too much stress on the tyre. So I mean, if that actually translates into wearing your tyres out more, if you are putting more stress through the tyres, then well done Codemasters, and therefore driving style will definitely affect tyre wear. I'm going to go wide here because I'm chatting, which is good for me.
I like to think we're quite smooth though, so we might benefit a bit more than another normal pad user possibly.
Another corner cut that didn't get punished.
Oh man, I just turned up to Rich. Just so you're aware.
You're in P6.
Yep.
Yeah, I just saw as I went over the line.
Yeah, past Kimi for P6 on this lap, so I'm pulling away from him.
Well done you. It's good to see that you can get up there, which means that we picked a pretty good car. Because one thing that I was very worried about in the early series, in the early races of Season 1, is I'm going to hopefully shape up a pass on Max Chilton. Oh, he's not leaving me a lot of room, but we do it anyway. Yeah, one thing that I was actually quite concerned about last season in the early races was that we picked too slow a car, because we didn't get very many good results early on in the season. It took us until Bahrain until we actually got a result that we were happy with.
Oh, Kurz has failed, lads. Oh, man. And I've run wide a little bit.
I forgot what I was saying now.
Can't really use the engine. Sorry, I'm suffering there.
But yeah, but that's what I'm gonna say. The fact that you're up there, up in P6, means that you probably picked a good car. So it's one that won't win us, you know. Well, hopefully we will win races with it and get podiums, but we'll still have to work quite hard to do so. That's what I was hoping for.
Pretty much missed every apex this lap.
The gap to the next car is about 3 seconds.
And I've got no curse to defend, so I'm going to have to risk using the engine, and the lights come on. 1 lap to go. Pretty tidy out those 2 corners though, which is the DRS zones. I think I'll be safe.
Closing in on Vern and someone else that he's battling with ahead. Must be Bianchi because it's in Marussia and I've already passed Chilton, so chance to maybe finish 15th if I don't go wide.
I've noticed actually we don't get race targets anymore. It's quite disappointing.
It is, yeah, because you know it
Gives
was
you
like,
something to aim for when you're getting no
well,
points.
yeah, exactly.
Cars is back! See you later, Kimmy!
We think the car behind.
Wow, that was quite scary.
He's trying to close the gap.
Vern went for a move on Bianchi in turn 1, but then just completely like came out of it and was going at about 5 miles an hour on the apex of turn 1. So that was a bit scary. Sure, I'm surprised actually I didn't get an illegal overtake because I kind of did cut the corner, but hopefully the viewers will let me off that since the car Vern was going so dreadfully slowly on the racing line I couldn't really go anywhere else.
Yeah. 6th place. Hamilton has gone HAM and won it as well. But I come 6th, and lap times are pretty comparable to 4th there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Beat both Red Bulls, which is surprising given their superior speed, but yeah.
It's a shame really that I've pulled that move off around the outside of the fast chicane on both Marussias. If it was a faster car, that would be impressive. But unfortunately it's Marussias, so it's not really very impressive. Oh, almost binned it into the wall on the last lap, that would have been funny.
That would have been an outtake. That would have just summed up your race, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. So across the line on P14 in the end, which isn't too terrible a recovery, I guess, but still should have been so much better had it not been for those 2 penalties. 2 penalties probably cost me 10 seconds a piece. Oh, I still would have finished 13th, so whatever.
Wow. Well, 21 seconds off. I looked at that and, well, that's interesting. But then again, I've cast my mind back to season 1 where we were a similar time off the pace.
Well, was it 9th and 10th or 10th and 11th?
It was 9th and... No, actually it was for a point, wasn't it? 10th
It was
and
for a
11th,
point,
so.
you stole it off me right at the death.
But it's been a much more convincing victory in the teammate challenge today. So regardless, Lewis Hamilton is the winner, the current champion of our co-op series, I guess, in a way.
Well, the championship leader, you could say.
Well, he also won the season before, but that's what I meant. But
yes, sorry, yeah, you're right.
Alonso follows suit. I thought Ferrari was looking particularly slow, but that's actually Massa. So Alonso is up there. Rosberg backs up the stage pace. Their lap times look pretty good actually, but I imagine those are done in kind of opening stages. Roman Grosjean following. Felipe Massa. I head Kimi Räikkönen in 6th place. So that's good points for me. Esteban Gutierrez fell off the pace from the 2nd pit stop. Pulled the rest to get to the points. And Hulkenberg, Mr. Overpowered, actually managed to get in the points again, kind of recover from what was kind of a bad start. Ricciardo 11th and Sebastian Vettel the pole man. 2 stopping, I believe that was. And that's the 12th position, which confuses me as well as excites me as well. Maybe we should have had 7th today instead of 6th, but we'll take 6th. Adrius till 13th. NillisLukins 1 minute and 9 seconds off of the ultimate pace.
In the end, yeah, not really very good. Yeah, I think the first one on Van der Gar is probably quite fair. I just kind of got a little bit caught up by the way it was, and it was only a little tap, so maybe it was a tiny bit harsh, but I can't complain with that one too much. However, the Maldonado one, I really don't think I touched him. I will be watching this back at the same time that all you guys are watching this now, so I will see for myself in this video as to whether I touched him or not. But I don't think I did. So there we go. But the good news is, Kerry, just before we... Oh, Mark Webber in P16. I just seen that. Blimey.
I'm assuming the Red Bull's a 2-stop. Let me look at the race director. So the only 2 cars to have... Well, actually, Webber 3 stops. Ouch.
Wow.
Okay, so the only cars, apart from Bottas and Maldonado probably got... Well, Williams... Damn, bottom 2 actually.
Yeah.
So the only 2 cars that have pitted more than once are the Red Bull and the Williams. So okay.
Red Bull's chewing their tyres. That doesn't bode well for them. Quickly, while we're on the subject of race director, I just had a little nosy at the lap times of one Lewis Hamilton. His quickest lap time on the primes was a 27.2, which is exactly what you managed and slower than I managed. So. I think that bodes well for the season. I think that means, you know, we're on pace with them. What it probably does mean is, I think we were quicker. Well, certainly you were quicker than most of the guys, most of the AI guys last season, which allowed you to, you know, gain so many places and to win so many points in races. Because you're actually quicker than them. At the moment, we're only matching them, but I think that means that we should be able to get points at least, as long as we stay out of trouble. Cough, me, cough.
Yeah, I think we need to keep. Well, I need to keep expectations in check. We'll keep seeing how the races unfold, really, just to see where we are, but before making any kind of targets in the championship. But at the moment, it's difficult to say if we'd be able to mount a challenge, especially. I'm just basing it on history from last season, when we kind of started off slowly and kind of gradually developed, but that kind of correlated with our driving got a bit more aggressive as well, so which kind of caused more accidents. So I'm trying to tone it down this time. 6th is a solid result today, probably well better than I was kind of expecting, really. So yeah, and we'll take it from there. That's 8 points well earned.
But we'll have a quick flick through. I mean, the Driver Championship is no different to the race standings, obviously, because it's the first race of the season. So Hamilton takes the early lead in the championship. The constructors, Mercedes, Ferrari, Lotus, and Red Bull didn't score any points, of course. So that's disappointing for them. And McLaren, we're in 4th. Constructors Championship, Carrie. What about that? Should we reserve our judgment on that as well, or should we just set an early target?
I think it's difficult to say, really. I think it's difficult actually, because Red Bull should not be where they are, and they will be up there come next race, I imagine. But I think realistically, in the race, I felt we could match Lotus. I looked at the lap times of Grosjean. I think Lotus may be the early season target at the very least. Maybe Felipe Massa again. Alonso kind of looked like he had the lap times to kind of challenge the front a lot more consistently than we probably will be able to. So I think third at a push, but I think 4th is something we can set our sights on realistically.
Because 3rd is where we ended up last season with Lotus, wasn't it? So it'd be a bit of a shame that we won't be able to at least match that. But yeah, I mean, it's still very early days. And as ever, we said before this video, let's talk a little bit less before and after the races, and we've just not done that at all, and just carried on rambling.
No.
So alas, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been NillisLukins.
And I've been Kptk92. Join us for round 2. We'll be in Malaysia at KL.
KL.